Hi, everyone. Welcome back and welcome if you're new. My name is Naomi Sarah. I am a guide and a coach, an alignment coach. I help people to live a life that they love through getting into alignment with their desires. And today we are on day 19, sit 19 of our 30-day meditation challenge for the month of September. So if you've been joining me up to this point, give yourself a big congratulations. Give yourself a pat on the back for sticking with it this long. And even if you haven't been here every single day, if you've been here for at least one day, then that's amazing. And congratulations to you. I hope you've been experiencing some positive shifts in your life, whether that is just by being more in touch with your intuition, with your heart, or being able to quiet your thoughts a bit. Whatever you've gained from this, it is amazing. So congratulations. You should be proud of yourself. So today, I feel like I've kind of been going over this theme of self-abandonment. And I saw a post about it today. I think it was on Facebook or something. And then also in my pattern app, they also spoke a bit about that as well, turning pain into power. So I think I'm going to read a bit of what that says, and then I'm going to, let you guys know what I think about it. So apparently between September 19th and September 21st, we are in this little time frame, this little portal where we're able to turn our pain into power. And it says, today is a great day to work through any emotions that may be triggering old wounds. Think about which memories and past experiences might have changed your outlook, beliefs, or values. The intention is that there's an energy encouraging you and others around you to pick up on certain patterns in your life that you may not have noticed before, but that are currently influencing your decisions. The intention is to provide powerful realizations that can help you let go of old wounds and create a sense of renewal. Be open to internal transformations that can support you to reach your potential. Key takeaways from this are: if you're feeling overwhelmed, set aside some time to practice stillness and reflect quietly. Let your emotions surface without judgment. Remember, it's not about trying to fix or solve things. Ideally, you're just trying to understand the ways in which you may be avoiding your true feelings. During this time, you may ask yourself, what repeating patterns do I notice in my career, my relationships, or my health? And so, I found that pretty interesting because, I've kind of been going over this concept of self-abandonment and really just being honest with myself and looking at all of the areas, all the times in my life where I may have abandoned myself, and also where I am noticing I have like a fear of being abandoned, right? I feel like recently things have come up which are making me think about that again. And it's kind of tough, it's a bit tough to be honest with yourself and really look at the areas in your life where you may have just done things to make everyone else happy, or, gone against what you truly feel is the right decision for you to keep the peace. And, as a former recovering people pleaser myself, I have done that my entire life pretty much. So it's a lot of being honest with myself and looking back at the times where I have abandoned myself and I did go against my intuition, against my gut feelings. And it's not to beat myself up over it. At the time I was just doing what I thought was the best thing to do. But now I know a bit more, I've experienced more, and I can look at that and say, okay, I did the best that I can. And it did help me to get to this point today. It helped me to become the person that I am today. And everything kind of adds to your story. It adds to who you are. And that as well is something that has added to who I am today. These are things that maybe now I might take more time to think about and decide on and really value how I feel about these situations instead of trying to put other people's feelings ahead of my own. So, yeah, for you guys, I want to know, like, have you noticed any areas in your life where you've kind of repeated these patterns, or you have found yourself you found yourself making decisions in order to please other people instead of doing what you feel is really the right decision for you? And this could be in like relationships, it could be in jobs, it can be in anything at all. It doesn't have to be just, one area of your life where this happens, but it's for you to really look at your experiences, be honest with yourself, and give yourself grace you know, to forgive yourself and to not hold yourself in that state still of feeling like you've messed up or you've done something wrong. I feel like every single thing we go through is just for us to learn from, and not for us to beat ourselves up over, but to make sure we don't make the same decisions that might have kept us in that loop of, you know, feeling stuck, feeling small, feeling like we can't accomplish the things that we really want to. So, I wrote down a few questions. I was a bit more prepared today. So, what I want to know is, yeah, I want to ask that question that the pattern asked. So, what are the repeating patterns in your life or that you notice in your career, in your relationships, or in your health? Maybe for your health, you might eat something that upsets your stomach or gives you, some bad reactions. Or maybe that you should do some walking or some exercising more than you are now, and you still don't do them. So what are some patterns you find repeating in your life in relation to your career, your relationship, or your health? And so if you want, you can write this in your journal, or you can just think of your answer in your head. Whatever works for you. But I'm going to write this in my journal. And if you need a bit more time, definitely just pause the video and then pick up when you're ready to. And the second question I have is, in a perfect world, what would you do differently? And this is in relation to the first question. So, whatever you chose as the pattern you find yourself in, what would you do differently in a perfect world? If there were no consequences at all, if anything was possible, what would you do differently in that situation? And if you need some more time, you can go ahead and pause the video. But if you're okay to go on to the next question, what's stopping you from doing number 2? So what's stopping you from doing something differently? And if you don't know yet, you can just write down what comes to your mind, the first thing that comes to your mind. And maybe you can go back later on after this meditation or another day, and maybe some more things will come to you. Maybe it'll be more clear later on. And the last question, maybe we will do our regular, how do you feel today? So choose a number between, let's do 1 and 10 today. And yeah, choose a number that reflects how you're feeling today. And if any additional words come to mind, write those down as well. Or you can just think of them in your head. Okay, so those are all the questions I have for us today. And so now we can get into our meditation. So whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and find your comfy spot. If you need water or tea, I have mine here. You can grab that as well. And you can sit on the floor, lay down on your bed, on your couch. You can sit in a chair, wherever you feel comfortable, however you feel comfortable. Just get into that spot now. And you can go ahead and close your eyes. Oops. All right. And we'll start out with our 3 deep breaths. So breathe in into your lower abdomen through your nose. Hold and release. And as you release, let go of any tension. Maybe you want to shake your body a bit. Move your head. Roll it gently. Roll your shoulders back even. And we'll do another deep inhale through the nose. And this time we'll do an audible exhale. So inhale. Hold. And exhale. And as you exhale, just feel your shoulders relaxing. Feel anywhere where there's tension in your body relaxing. And we'll do one more deep inhale through the nose. Hold. And release. Now you can just continue to breathe normally at your regular pace through your nose or your mouth, whatever's comfortable. Just let go of anything that's happened before this moment, and anything you have to do later on, just put them down to the side. And just feel yourself in this moment, in your chair, or wherever you're sitting or laying. Feel the ground underneath you supporting you. If there's anything you might need some guidance on right now, maybe just think of what it is you're dealing with and just meditate on that. And if anything comes to mind, maybe some words, you can write them down and see how it relates to what you're going through at this moment. Notice if you feel any tension anywhere in your body, maybe your eyebrows, your jaw, your shoulders, your arms, your back. Just breathe into those areas and allow that tension to release with each exhale. And just picture the heaviness leaving your body and being filled with light, airy energy, with clarity and peace. When you're ready, you can gently wiggle your fingers and your toes. Gently open your eyes and come back to this moment. Come back to where you are right now. And just pay attention to any ideas floating in your mind right now. Anything that might have come up for you throughout this meditation. And if you need to, you can jot them down in your journal or just think about them some more. Tonight, for me, it was this word, needless. So I participated in a masterclass earlier this year, and it was all about this theme of, self-abandonment and not showing up for yourself. And one of the ways that the teacher described this was as being a needless person, or someone who never needed anything from anyone else, never asked for help or allowed anyone to help them in any way. For me, I have done this a lot in my life. I used to think that by being this needless person, it kind of took the pressure off of everyone else to be there for me, to support me, because I was able to do it for myself. And then I was able to support everyone else even more because I didn't need the help. I didn't need anyone to do anything for me. I could do it on my own. But in this, I now realize that I was really abandoning myself because I wasn't allowing myself to be vulnerable and to really show that other side of myself with the people in my life and allow them to take care of me, allow me to receive sometimes instead of always being the one to give. So for me, that's something that I've noticed. That's something that often shows up in my cycles, in every aspect of my life, with work, with relationships, even in my health as well. I always feel like I know the answers and I can figure it out on my own, but this year everything kind of caught up with me, and I really did have to rely on my doctors and rely on someone else to help me figure out what's going on with me, and even with work. I finally had to speak up for myself and not pretend like I had everything under control because, things were not lining up. Things were not happening as I felt they should have. And even in relationships as well, I often portray myself as someone who doesn't need help and someone who has it all under control. But really, there are a lot of areas in my life where I would love to have someone like take care of me or do things for me so that I wouldn't have to do them myself. So these are all things that I am going to continue to, meditate on and just continue to see how they show up and work through these feelings and try and dig deeper as to why I felt the need to do this, or if I'm still doing it now, why I feel like I have to, and I encourage you guys to do the same. Just start paying attention to these cycles, pay attention to the ways you show up in relationships and what you're doing or what you're not doing and how you would like to show up. And if that's not how you're showing up now, then why? These are all things that we can work on in ourselves, and that will help us to better our relationships with other people because we'll be able to be our true, authentic selves. We'll feel comfortable being ourselves and expressing ourselves and asking for help when we need it and not feeling like we're a burden or like, we're just, or like we can handle it ourselves when really we would benefit a lot from getting help from someone else. So yeah, that's what I have for you guys today. I really hope you enjoyed this meditation today. If you did, give this video a thumbs up. And if anything stuck out for you, definitely leave a comment. I would love to know. And yeah, so I will see you guys tomorrow around 6 p.m. EST for our Sit 20. We're almost done, guys. So yeah, thank you so much for being here. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.